We're running this video. I'm sorry about that.
It's working. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, so the big thing here is like the visual look is in tandem with the attributes. So you see on the left-hand side here, you have kind of this DNA wheel. So there's 5 corners: strength, attributes, for example, intelligence, vitality, that's your health region. So they all, if you see on the right-hand side, they own certain statistics. But that's in tandem then with the look of your character. So not only do you change the visual look, but it also change the stats related to that look. So a big head, you get smart.
Funny that.
Yeah, and smartness is used then to psionic abilities, for example. So it gives you more powerful mental abilities, your kind of X-Men abilities. Because we don't only have biomutations that are the physical ones, we also have the mental X-Men style abilities. So you also, as you can see, have full control over your fur style, all the coloring, etc. So we have, it's not only about the stats, it's also about personalizing your look. You can also play as female, which is very interesting.
That's good, I like that, being girl myself.
So, and later on in the game, you can actually recode your DNA again and change it, and obviously you can also upgrade your stats. It's a full-blown RPG in the background, so you can use your level up points to assign to different attribute groups.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
You talked about that. It's 500,000 possible combinations
My
the first
God.
year that we did that. So as you see here, this is from the demo, we're just randomizing weapon parts, just to give you an idea of what combinations are kind of possible. But in the real game, you're actually putting together all of these bits yourself. So in terms of combinations, each weapon type determines kind of the way that a weapon shoots. So you can have shotgun style, assault rifle style, revolver style. You can have a single-handed weapon, dual wield, 2 single-handed, but you can also wear a 2-handed weapon, right? All of the bits come in different materials, they come in different qualities, and you can also add affixes to it. And affix is like, for example, a cryogenic module that will now enable the weapon to shoot frost bullets, for example. Another thing with our game is that you are not grinding for ammunition. We wanted you to be able to have that free-flowing style of being able to shoot almost at any time you want. The way that we control that, or give you the opportunity to actually upgrade the weapon, is by the size of the clips. So the bigger size, the more bullets you can fire before you go out of ammo, and you have a short period of cooldown, which also varies then from bit to bit. So that's ranged weapons.
Nice.
There's different types of melee weapons, so hack, slash, pierce, crush. Same thing here.
Ouch.
A single-handed, 2 single-handed dual wielding, or like this one, it's a 2-handed weapon. Again, here you see a biocontaminated affix, so that affix will make enemies puke, and it also they take damage over time. So you get a little bit more time window to actually take them out. Same thing goes for them. They are existing in different qualities, different materials, and also then put the modules on that. So there's quite a lot to, player creativity, player freedom here to create their own variants of weapons.
That's great, that's amazing. Yeah. So obviously you want the perfect...
I want to show you a few of these, so this is kind of a bubble, a mental sphere, but in our game it's not a force field, it's more like a soap bubble or a gel bubble. And again, you see that they're shooting at him, it's reflecting bullets, but what happens if you mix that with an ability, for example, like this one, levitate? So now you are levitating inside that gel bubble.
Amazing.
So what happens if you land? I'll leave that to you to figure it out.
Bad things happen to the people you're fighting, I assume?
Maybe you're bouncing.
Oh yeah, that too.
So again, we're trying to figure out whimsical, cool ways for the player to explore and mix and match things. Here's another then, telekinesis, also an X-Men type of ability.
Yes, gold Jean Grey, definitely.
You can lift different things, let it up to the player to figure out what you can lift and how you can combine that with the other powers in the game. I would like to touch on the third leg of this, even if people don't have 3 legs, but animals work on 4, so maybe that's cool. So it's bionics, so it's like prosthetic and enhancements to the character, and they're a mix between things that you can use in combat, as we see in this video as well. Later on, I'll show you that, and then this video is more about exploration. I saw the bow, that's what I was reacting to that. But in this clip, I'm actually showing you how you can use the bionic bow for traversal. So I'm shooting an arrow into the mountainside, and I think this is the only game I know where you actually can grab the arrow after you shoot it and follow it through the air.
That's Legolas stuff right there.
That I'm doing here. Levitate, because here it's actually using as an area of effect damage type of thing. And obviously a power fist.
Definitely.
Why not?
You've got to be able to hit things super hard.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're trying to give you as much as possible in terms of...
That's fine.
So we're talking about different biomes. So we haven't shown a lot of those biomes. There's currently 7 different, like distinctly different looking areas in the world, and you saw a glimpse of the first one here in the background of this furry creature. They all have kind of different creatures, different type of enemies, and also the key characters that you can meet in the world. There's a number of them, are also obviously then spread out across the world. We also see that in this video that we have a dynamic weather system, but also seasonal system. And this is not only just visual. You see he's running across the ice here, and again, traversing the world. This is one way that we're gating you. So for example, it becomes cold, right? What happens to water? So before, you see that he can't really swim. You see in one of these clips here, he's sprawling like a dog.
Yeah.
So you can swim for shorter stretches, but what happens when the water freezes? So maybe you then can access other areas of the world that you couldn't before. We also see he's running from oil here. So part of the story in the world is that it's, like I said, it's currently being going under, right? And part of